Okay, so you're here because you want to get straight to the point, right? Cut through the noise and find out what really matters.
Exactly. Efficient information.
Well, that's the plan today. We're doing a deep dive into something a lot of people are talking about, the return of King of the Hill.
A classic.
We've got the first look details from a news piece, and basically our mission is just to pull out the really interesting bits about this comeback.
Yeah, it's always fascinating when a show like this returns. These initial details can really tell you a lot about where they're heading creatively.
Right, so the headline news, it's official. King of the Hill is getting revived. It's going to be on Hulu.
Okay.
And this feels pretty key. The original creators, Mike Judge and Greg Daniels, they're back at the helm.
Oh, that is key. That's a very good sign. It suggests, they actually want to preserve the original feel.
Yeah, recapture that Arlen vibe, not just cash in on the name.
Right. Authenticity.
And speaking of Arlen, sounds like the main crew is back. Hank, Bill, Dale, Boomhauer.
The core four.
Yeah, though the article drops this little detail, they look a little grayer.
Well, time passes, right? It lets them explore how these guys might have changed over the years, or maybe how they haven't changed at all.
Just stood stubbornly still.
Exactly. It adds a layer of, well, realism to the whole thing.
Okay, here's a visual that really jumped out at me. There's this image, apparently, of a drone delivering Alamo beer.
A drone. Okay, wow.
Yeah. What does that, one image signal to you about how they're updating things?
It's hitting that contrast immediately, isn't it? Tradition meets modern tech. Alamo beer, that's the constant.
It's a staple.
But how it gets there,
Yeah.
that's totally new for Arlen. It's a neat little encapsulation.
It really is. And it kind of sets up other stuff they mentioned, like Bill is apparently using food delivery apps now, something called Megaloo Eats.
Bill on a food app, that tracks, actually.
Right. And Dale, get this, Dale's using a VR headset while drinking his Alamo.
But Dale, with VR, the possibilities there, endless. Sha.
Exactly. So how do you think old Hank Hill's going to handle all this?
Yeah.
His buddies getting into delivery apps and VR.
Well, that's got to be a huge source of the comedy, right? Hank, Mr. Propane and propane accessories.
Not sticking to his ways.
Yeah, him bumping up against his friends, embracing all this newfangled stuff. It really makes you wonder how much Arlen itself has changed around them. Or hasn't.
And for the fans, the voices are crucial. They confirmed Mike Judge is back, doing Hank and Boomhauer.
Thank goodness. His Hank voice is just iconic.
And Kathy Najimy as Peggy, Pamela Adlon as Bobby. They're all back. How vital is that, having the original voices?
Oh, it's absolutely essential. You can't really do it without them, can you? Their voices are those characters. It's about that familiarity, that authenticity fans expect.
Totally. Now, speaking of Bobby, here's a fun detail. He's apparently working at a trendy fusion restaurant.
Bobby. Hank Hilson.
Yep. Hank's boy in the world of fusion cuisine. What kind of, comedic gold is waiting there, considering how he grew up?
That is.
Yeah.
That's actually a really clever update. It hints at, generational shifts, maybe some funny clashes with Hank's very traditional taste.
You gotta wonder if he's sneaking propane into any of the dishes.
Huh. Propane-infused kimchi tacos. Maybe not. But it's a great character update.
Now, the article also addresses something sad. The passing of Johnny Hardwick, who voiced Dale Gribble.
Yeah, Dale. Such a huge part of the show.
It says his legacy as that, iconic conspiracy theorist will be honored. Any thoughts on how they might handle Dale's absence?
That's tough. His energy was so specific. His absence will definitely be felt. It'll be interesting. Will they bring in someone new to fill that kind of quirky role? Or maybe honor him more subtly, through how the other characters remember him or react?
Yeah, it needs a delicate touch for sure.
Definitely.
So the big question,
Yeah.
when do we actually get to see it? The article says this summer on Hulu.
This summer. Okay, that's not